G'day, it's Clint Patterson here with another video on improving rheumatoid arthritis symptoms. Today I want to talk about how to improve. The strategy that's used to improve your situation if you have inflammatory arthritis. Okay, and there's only 4 steps. I'm going to go through them right now, and after you watch this video, I hope that you'll be motivated and you'll have clarity about exactly what you need to do so that you can, in 1 week from now, 1 month from now, 1 year from now, consistently be improving on your path with your health situation. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, number 1, the first thing we need to do is to have a relentless determination to improve. We have to have this commitment to improvement being our number 1 priority in life. And the reason for that is because it's a hard thing to achieve. This condition is a very serious condition, as we're well aware. The medications are serious, the outcomes are serious. All discussions about it are very somber and sobering when we hear about what can happen. So we need to have a relentless commitment to improve, because we're always going to be swimming against the tide. It's a progressive and aggressive condition. So if we just take a passive approach, we are going to slowly end up going down the stream. We've got to swim with all our might against the current so that we can actually improve, and not just even maintain the levels that we are currently at. So how do we build this sense of relentless determination? Well, what I did, and what I recommend that everyone does as the first step in beginning the Patterson program for rheumatoid arthritis, which is the program I've put together and has been used by over 10,000 people around the world to work on their inflammatory arthritis, is to create a make it a must list. We want to stack the reasons that we want to get well into such a compelling argument and a compelling pile of reasons that our inertia of our current state of energy and attitude gets shifted, and we give it like a big boost and say, look, enough's enough, we're going to do this, and here are all the reasons why. And so I include in the materials for the program here a make it a must, why I must get well list. And when people fill this out, they then feel, very, very charged up and know that these are the reasons that I'm doing this. These are the reasons I'm going to put in the effort and go through these disciplines that I'll talk to you in the next few steps. My make it a must is right here. I put this together in 2010, okay? And I have included a copy of the original in the materials, and I'm going to read for me why I must get well list. And this is the list that I wrote in August 15th, 2010. I wrote, to preserve my body and my joints and muscles. And some of these might, trigger some sort of, or resonate with you and be useful for your list as well. I want to avoid costly and painful surgery, because in 2010, I'd already had a synovectomy in my left elbow. I was a complete mess, going nowhere fast. No, I was already 3/4 of the way down the stream in the wrong direction. To have children. Okay, so I wrote down to have children, and you can see behind me, that worked out pretty well. Look at these little munchkins. What's this one behind you? Okay, that's Aiden. All right, I didn't know that was there. So, these motivating factors can get us out of bed in the morning and really, really give us that why behind all of the things that we'll be doing. To save thousands of dollars. That synovectomy cost $4,500. My father and mum had to pay for that because I didn't have the money at the time. And I was spending tremendous amounts of money on supplements and doctor's visits and all sorts of stuff. To prove to myself that I'm still amazing and that I can achieve anything that I want. Up until getting diagnosed, I had been successful in other areas, but with the rheumatoid, I was a complete failure. Nothing I did offered any kind of relief, and all I did was worsen day by day and very noticeably month by month. And so I just wanted to find that in this area of my life, I also could exhibit some expertise and some skill that that had been eluding me so much. To work through my issues of feeling that I have to be big and strong always. And so I had to let go of eating meat. I had to let go of feeling that I had to be, big and muscular to be healthy and to be loved, I guess. And so eating foods that were healing for me had a different impact on the way that my body looked, especially at the time when I was doing very aggressive cleansing things. And I just needed to let go of that and know that I was bigger than just the way that my shoulders looked. To sleep better at night because of the pain, I wanted to get rid of that pain. I wanted to sleep better at night, to play sport again, to enable me to travel anywhere and to climb any mountain, to use my renewed strength and energy to move on to my next challenge so that my whole world's just not rheumatoid arthritis, for goodness sake, and to regain my God-given right to be healthy. The body does constantly renew, and it aims to regenerate and restore tissue that is no longer useful for the body, and to repair cells. The whole skeleton renews itself every 12 months with different atoms. And so where is this God-given right that I deserve in my body? Why have I lost that? So this was my make it a must list. And so step number 1, what is your make it a must list? Where is it? Is it on the fridge? Do you know some of the things off the top of your head? Have you got it on your desk? Are you talking to your family as to why this must happen? Okay, so that's number 1, this relentless determination to get well, fueled by a stack of reasons that you can constantly refer to so that you know that you're going to push through when it's getting tough and that stream's coming at you even more challenging, because we know that it does. The path to improvements is up and down, and it requires a lot of this why behind the actions to make you stick with it. So you can grab one of these, the Why I Must Get Well. Just go to the front page of pattersonprogram.com. You can download the Patterson Program Toolkit, and this is part of that toolkit. It's free. Okay, step number 2. Okay, step number 2 is that we have to know what works. Okay, so let's say we're all fired up and we're ready to go. We're ready, I got to do everything I can. The next step, we got to actually apply the effort in the right area. It would be pointless to have all this energy and go and waste it by doing things that don't work. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. Remarkably, to some people, what works exists on PubMed in the scientific literature. You can go there and you can type in stuff and spend weeks, hours, years, like I have, and work out that it tells you that if you do this, then you get this result with rheumatoid arthritis. And let me give you some examples. For example, Dr. McDougall showed over a decade ago that if you go on a low-fat, whole foods, plant-based diet, you can reduce your C-reactive protein significantly within 3 weeks. Okay, so that's, for example, number 1. And I put out a video recently that goes along the same lines. In 2017, November 2017, it showed that if you change to a low-fat, plant-based diet, you're going to statistically, across all of the studies being published on diet and rheumatoid arthritis, improve your outcome. Okay, so no-brainer, go on a plant-based diet. Okay, so that'll be one thing. The studies also show so many other things. For example, increasing potassium intake. If all you did was increase potassium intake, which a group of people did as part of a study by doing supplements, their inflammation levels went down. Another thing, increase your vitamin D levels. If you increase vitamin D levels, you have less incidence or onset of rheumatoid arthritis. And another study showed that the severity rate of rheumatoid arthritis was lower. Okay, so vitamin D, low-fat plant-based diet, potassium, these are just 3 of so many things that you could be doing to reduce your inflammation based on scientific evidence. It's not guesswork. Okay, so build your plan. What is it that you want to do? You might want to increase your exercise at the moment. Again, published evidence in PubMed, searchable for you at home on your computer, shows you that if you increase your exercise, you have a statistically improved rheumatoid arthritis state, measured by C-reactive protein, SED rate, physical examinations, and patient-reported outcomes as well. It's like surveys and stuff. So, look, knowing what to do is actually the easy part. You can just get the Patterson program and just follow it, because that covers everything in one go, and you don't have to think. Or you can just do it yourself, and you'll still find all these things like the ones I've mentioned and many more stuff that you can do that's published and real that can help lower your inflammation. So step number 2, know what works. Step number 3, do it. Schedule it every single day. So every single day, I want you to schedule what it is that you're working on at the moment to reduce inflammation, and make sure you do it. It's like the kid has to go to school on time, all right? Can't miss that. You've got to have lunch, can't miss that. And you cannot skip on doing the thing that's going to drive down inflammation. Whatever it is that you've chosen, whether it be a whole system of things, you've got to do it every day. Number 4, this is the hard one, never stop. Okay, you got to keep doing this every day, because healing is slow. There's only 2 ways to heal: the very, 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 very slow way, and the very, very slow way. Okay, there is no fast way out of this situation. It's a very, very, very elongated process that you have to work through, and there's no shortcuts and there's no quick fixes. All we got to do is go through those 4 steps. You got to get massively determined. You have to know what works. You have to schedule it and do it every single day, and then you got to stick with it. And if you do that, I promise you that you will make improvements over the long term. There's a few caveats here. Sometimes everything is rigged against you, and the rigged against you can be external influences to your body. It could be living in a highly polluted area. It could be having, for instance, like mold or some kind of deleterious effect in your room that you're living in your house. You could be living under power lines or something like this. Or you could be taking a medication that hurts your gut and works against you, making it virtually impossible to heal no matter what you're doing because of the significance of those negative effects. So other than that caveat of these sort of counterproductive scenarios, other than those, you then have the control on these other aspects, these 4 steps that you can do to go and keep at it every single day. So I hope that's useful. I hope that gives you some kind of indication of how simple this can be, not how easy, but just how simple this strategy is. All right? Follow these 4 steps. You can do this. It's worth it. Go and create that Why I Must Get Well list. You can get it, as I said, for free on our website. And just write that list, put it up there, and that's step number 1. And then go and follow the things that you know that work. Do them every day. And don't stop. See you later.